Welcome to the Corval Group Heat Stress Safety Training Module. The purpose of this training is to increase awareness to the hazards of working in a hot weather environment, terms and definitions relating to heat stress, facts about heat stress, OSHA regulations relating to heat stress, and safe work practices when working in a hot environment, heat stress, heat exhaustion, heat cramps, heat rash, heat syncope, heat stroke, heat index, heat stress. Term used when describing the multiple forms of heat illnesses that one can be susceptible to when working in high temperature conditions. Heat exhaustion, a condition whose symptoms may include heavy sweating and a rapid pulse, a result of your body overheating. It's one of three heat-related syndromes, with heat cramps being the mildest and heat stroke being the most severe. Heat cramps, painful, involuntary muscle spasms that usually occur during heavy exercise in hot environments. The spasms may be more intense and more prolonged than our typical nighttime leg cramps. Inadequate fluid intake often contributes to heat cramps. Heat rash develops when blocked pores, sweat ducts, trap perspiration under your skin. Symptoms range from superficial blisters to deep red lumps. Some forms of heat rash feel prickly or intensely itchy. Heat syncope, fainting, syncope episode, or dizziness that usually occurs with prolonged standing or sudden rising from a sitting or lying position. Factors that may contribute to heat syncope include dehydration and lack of acclimatization. Heat stroke, a condition caused by your body overheating, usually as a result of prolonged exposure to or physical exertion in high temperatures. This is the most serious form of heat injury. Heat stroke can occur if your body temperature rises to 104 degrees Fahrenheit, 40 degrees centigrade or higher. Heat index refers to what the ambient air temperature feels like to the human body when humidity is taken into account. Hot weather can greatly impact a job. It may slow down production. It may reduce the workforce's ability to spend extended periods of time exposed to the elements. And it may require earlier starts to the day to reduce the amount of time spent working during the hottest hours of the day. The main hazards of working in the heat include dehydration, heat exhaustion, heat cramps, heat rash, heat syncope, and heat stroke. Dehydration is caused when your body does not have as much water and fluids as it should. To replace those lost fluids, you can simply drink water and other fluids. Dehydration may be caused by exercise, working in hot conditions, working in cold conditions, drinking coffee, alcohol or sugary beverages, and excessive sweating. Workers most prone to heat exhaustion are those that are elderly, have high blood pressure, and those working in a hot environment. Heat exhaustion signs and symptoms: heavy sweating, extreme weakness or fatigue, dizziness, confusion, nausea, clammy moist skin, pale or flushed complexion, muscle cramps, slightly elevated body temperature, and fast and shallow breathing. Heat exhaustion first aid. Rest in a cool, shaded, or air-conditioned area. Drink plenty of water or other cool, non-alcoholic beverages. Take a cool shower or bath. Heat cramps. Heavy sweating depletes the body's salt and moisture levels. Low salt levels in muscles cause painful cramping. Heat cramps may be a symptom of heat exhaustion. Heat cramps first aid. Stop activity and sit in a cool place. Drink clear juice or sports beverages. Seek medical attention for the following: worker has heart problems. The worker is on a low-sodium diet. And the cramps do not subside within 1 hour. Heat rash signs and symptoms. Heat rash looks like a red cluster of pimples or small blisters. It is more likely to occur on the neck, upper chest, in the groin, under the arm, the back side of the knee, and in the elbow creases. Heat rash first aid. If already experiencing heat rash, workers should do the following: try and work in cooler, less humid environments when possible. Keep the rash dry. Dusting powders may be used to increase comfort and aid in keeping the rash dry. All employees and subcontractors are empowered, authorized, and obligated by the owners, president, and leadership of Corval Group to stop work at any time for any unsafe condition. All employees and subcontractors are expected to stop working until the hazard or risk has been resolved. The stop work authority can be difficult for employees to embrace because of the fear of losing their job. Be assured that no employee will ever be penalized for using stop work authority. Heat syncope may be brought upon by dehydration and/or a lack of acclimatization, if the worker is not used to working in hot or humid environments. Heat syncope signs, symptoms, and first aid. Symptoms may include lightheadedness, dizziness, and fainting. First aid may include sitting or lying down in a cool place when the onset of symptoms become apparent. And slowly drink water, clear juices, or a sports beverage. Heat stroke is the most serious heat stress disorder. Within 10 to 15 minutes, body temperature can rise to 106 degrees Fahrenheit or higher. Heat stroke may cause death or permanent disability if emergency treatment is not given. Heat stroke signs and symptoms: hot, dry skin or profuse sweating, hallucinations, chills, throbbing headache, high body temperature, confusion, dizziness, slurred speech. Heat stroke first aid. Immediately call 911 and notify your supervisor. Move the worker to a cool, shaded area, preferably an air-conditioned room. Cool their body as quickly as possible. Soak their clothing in water. Spray, sponge, or shower them with water. Fan their body. If available, an ice bath or cold bath is advisable. And place cold packs around their neck, between their armpits, and between the groin. The heat index uses the ambient air temperature and the relative humidity levels to help determine how hot it will feel to a person. Here's a typical heat stress chart. Heat-related hazards can be prevented by planning work earlier or later in the day to avoid the hottest periods of time. Reducing direct exposure to the sun. Work in the shade or under umbrellas. Taking additional breaks to cool down. Time between breaks is dependent on temperature. When taking breaks, remove your hard hat and gloves. And drink plenty of fluids, preferably water. Thank you for participating in this Corval Group Just-in-Time Training Module. Contact your regional safety manager with questions, comments, or concerns.